most of us like vulnerability on our own terms. Um, Being able to show our humanity, I think, starts to break down some of these barriers and create real relationship. Relationship is what allows us to be present even when we can't be present, right? So I, for a time, could not even speak the name George Floyd without tearing up, without needing to pause to collect myself. And I had to get over the notion that that didn't look very Episcopal. That didn't, you're in leadership. You should be. Well, you know what? I am in leadership. And I'm a mother of two sons. That could have been either one of my children there on that pavement, right? And to grapple with the notion that before the blood coagulates in the street, folk are already mapping out the strategy to alleviate accountability and responsibility. That makes me furious. Being able, again, to name that, for people to see that, for me not to be ashamed to live in that kind of authenticity, helps people to see me as a human being. We can develop more trust. We can deepen our relationship. So even though I may not be able to be as physically present with you as I want to be, it breaks down barriers and draws us closer. I'll say that, but then I'll also say there are also times that we do have to be more present. DJ talked about being Facebook famous. One of the humbling moments for me was when we were in Washington, D.C., preparing for one of the vigils that I had the privilege of being engaged in with Bishop Mary Ann Buddy of the Episcopal Diocese of Washington, D.C. And, news were showing up, cameras were showing up, and some Black Lives Matter persons who had been there for longer in the day that we had been began to chant and sort of take over the airwaves, the space, if you will, and made it untenable for us to try to go forward. And when we went over to engage them, one of their questions was, where have you been? And are you still going to be here when these cameras are gone? And what they were really asking was, where's your relationship with us? You're here as this institution. Are you only here because those cameras are here, or are you here because you really care about what's happening in the community? So I think that making ourselves more vulnerable helps us to be more present in some ways, but there's sometimes we actually have to put boots on the ground and become more present with persons, again, who are living marginalized lives every single day.